All men will fall victim to type 2 diabetes, loss of muscle mass, and things like prostate cancer. And the reason why that is because we lose our desire to train ourselves and be the best version of ourselves. And the reason why most of you guys will going to take what you're doing as a CEO and stop concentrating on being distracted, and you're going to gain your life back. And we're going to get into how you should think about how great your impact will be when you start eating right. When you start putting the right foods into your body, you're going to lose muscle mass. You're going to gain things like diseases because that's what just happens as the clock turns. If you're not paying attention to it, that's what's going to happen. You're going to lose muscle mass. It's happened to everybody and it's going to happen again. The difference is the receipt. Now, my job isn't to put fear into your body, but it is to bring awareness. So it's just like a gas tank. When it gets too low, the light comes on. I'm just the light. I don't want you to run out of gas because that's not going to help the pipeline. And I don't want you to lose mass because muscles are the thing that prevent your body from breaking down. And we all must continue to gain lean muscle as we get older. So we're going to break down the importance of the things that we need to put in and what are the things that we need to stay away from, because this isn't just a series, right? Best Life is going to concentrate solely on doing everything right. So I'm going to break down what this journey will encompass. So today we have a poll in our stories for those of you who are tuning in, that there's things that you have to pay attention to that you're either doing or you're not doing. And what we want to do is make sure that we're getting enough protein in our bodies. And I don't say this enough, even though it's the umpteenth time just today, that the protein is what positions you to repair. So every single day, you have to think about how many grams of protein am I putting in my body? And what does my body require? 90% of people have no idea what they should do in protein. And these are the little things, checklists, as we'll call them, that we want to start paying attention to. And I want to keep them front and center and putting it directly in front of you. Because if you're a person, you're running operations, you're a CEO, because that's really who I'm talking to. All of the other people who want to get fit, we got programs and stuff for you, or you can find stuff on the internet. This is about the higher version of yourself, and stop neglecting, because that's what it is. It's neglecting, and we're not going to neglect. Now, I'm going to show you some befores and afters when I am at my leanest with muscle, meaning not big, but when I'm pretty much at my most flaccid state. And then when I build my muscle to a comfortable state, and then when I add the kind of muscle that makes me feel more or less invincible. Now, it's hard for me to fit in my clothes because my body expands in a very short period of time. So we got something for those who take more work physically, and we have something for those of you who it does not take a lot. You already were born as more of an endomorph and a mesomorph. And ectos, if you're an ecto, you know, takes a whole lot for you to gain weight. Mesomorph and endo, one has no problem gaining weight and the other one can't get weight off. And we'll break that down when we get into the conversation tomorrow, because tomorrow is solely focused on muscle gain, but today is the concentration and the focus is eating. So if you want to learn what you should be putting in your body and why you should be putting particular things in your body through my 4 decades in nutrition, 25 plus, probably 28 as a professional in nutrition, what does it literally look like? So Let me explain to you what's going on with your body when you eat and you've been active and you have not put back enough. See, the process of the repairing of the body is muscular protein synthesis. And muscular protein synthesis is the process in which the body rebinds itself and brings in the new layering. When you don't do that, you start finding yourself feeling pains, looking flaccid, losing vision. The muscular network has so many more responsibilities than you ever even think about. But why is it that we don't just get a meal plan and follow it? Because of this one word. It starts with a D and ends with a D, and it's called distracted. You're distracted because in your highest thinking, when you're in your highest thinking mindset, where you are really locked in, you're eating perfect, you're drinking the right amount of fluid, and you're learning more things about what your body actually can do. As you get older, you get better. Now, I'm 55, and for those of you who are younger than me, which is what I attract, for some reason, I attract the young generation because I keep that vibrant young energy. And the reason why that is because first, God bless me, and I'm not going to fumble that ball. So I want you all to take this serious. And for all of my CEOs, legends are in the building. Here, what we're going to do. Here's what we're going to do. We're going to concentrate on the protein that we need to take per gram per body weight. Now, in ounces is half of your body weight, but in grams, it's going to be 1.1 gram per pound that you are. When you're taking in this stuff, you got to do it because you got to think about what is happening if you don't. When your testosterone levels break down and they don't replenish, you don't have the same sexual drive. You're not very solid with your confidence. The vibration and frequency that you operate on is not the same. So you see someone who's operating at a higher frequency and you can notice it. Well, that's you when you're on your game, when your body is fed. If you're finding yourself, your symptoms, moody, not sleeping through the night. I mean, first thing in the morning, everything is cranking in your mind. Those are signs that your body is warning you. So what do? You gain muscle. And we have to do it with food. All right. Almost 1 out of 2 men will have be diagnosed before the age of 45 and 50 with type 2 diabetes because we're going to be overweight and under muscled. So if you lack strength, like you should feel strong right now because you were made in the form of God. So you should be a man. And men should feel manly. If you don't feel manly and you can look down and you can't really see your mess, then that's a problem. Let's fix it. The next thing, if you can look down and when you look back up, you can't look up and your chest is up, then that's a problem with confidence. Shoulders drop, you look very lethargic. If your energy levels are low, this is another sign that there's not enough oxygen flowing through your body to keep you locked in. Now, here are some things that we have to do. First, make sure that we get in enough protein into our bodies. Okay. Things that pack the male hormone up. I went to the grocery store yesterday, and those of you who watch my stories, you took a journey with me. I like to show you behind the scenes of what I do in my life. And I said the reason why guys like myself, people who've accomplished reaching over 1 million people to follow them, across your social media platforms. First, you wanted to prove that you can do it, and you wanted to separate from the average person. And so you do that. And so you've created separation. But now, once you get there, what you do is you reach your hand back down and you try to help everybody else up get there, because it's lonely at the top. Number one. Number two, you don't want to go down. You want to bring people up. So when we're doing these things, we're taking you behind the scenes. We went first thing in the morning. I took you out to my ducks and all of the beautiful things that I use to meditate. The water in the back, whether I'm at the pool, or I'm in the water, or I'm just meditating, because we all have to start thinking like real, the best versions of ourselves. And that all begins with awareness. And these things are boxes that you check for awareness. And do not let anything sway you from that. If there's a move or there's a movement trying to pull you from your best version of yourself, the best version of yourself is the only one that has your back. So we got to get that locked in. High protein, low carbohydrates or mid-level carbs, and then high in that fat intake. Me, I'm going to go high because my body really needs it. Because if I don't get really when I'm in that point where my body is hungry, oh, I'm crazy. I mean, I go bananas. Like, I don't know about you, but that's not my jam. So I take my fat in. I like to do nuts, avocados, Brazil nuts. Brazil nuts. I took you guys into the grocery store yesterday. I showed you how I went and picked out my Alaskan salmon, because that's part of my protein. Remember, compensatory control. Everything, black shirt every day, same meal every day. I'm going into that. Yesterday was day one of that. And many of you will want to know what that looks like, and you'll like to see things that'll help you stay on track and have that. Because if you are occupied with what you're going to wear, I can promise you this: you don't have room in your brain to think about the real big things and execute getting them off your plate. How many people have the same damn agendas that you had last year at this time that are still not marked off? You know why? Because you're getting up in the morning, figuring out what you're going to eat and what you're going to wear, all of these little ancillary things that do not serve the bigger visions. Okay. Starting to opening up facilities, having the right opportunities to scale your company, being a boss. All right. So let's stop all of that panty Annie stuff and let's mark this stuff off the list. Let's get that fat right to here. Okay. Carbs here. Protein here. Okay. Medium, low, high. Get it and build. And the more muscle you have, the longer longevity you will live. Facts. Okay. Now, when you grab that, you keep the simple form. And we're going to introduce this entire meal system and something physical to go with it. So tomorrow we will be talking about what kinds of muscle to develop for different body types. So here's an image of before, my middle state, and after. And then I'll go over kind of what you can screenshot the next thing. All right. So this was my before image, right? And then there's number 2 was my middle state after I got going with the workout. All right. In 6 weeks, that was me. I was nice and full, and you can see from one pec to the next, the chest was full of muscle. It was full of blood, and that was calorie. That was repetition. And remember, I don't just lift weight. I create what we call oxygenated muscle. If you look at my body, you can see that it doesn't look tight. It's cut It's defined well. There's separation between every muscle. And when you have oxygenated muscle, then your body doesn't tank out and gas out when you're boxing, working out and boxing. But when you box and you look flat, when you built your muscle this way, what you'll find is that you want to hit your boxing training, you want to do it in a different kind of pace. The boxing techniques that we develop and teach, from the world championship level to people who haven't even got out of grade school, is basic execution. But when you want to build muscle that's lean, full of oxygen, then you got to do it a particular way. And we're going to show you exactly what that looks like. Tomorrow is about muscle building. Today is about nutrition. So here are the components that we want to stay away from. All right. Here are the things we're going to focus on: increasing our lean muscle mass, period. We're going to increase our testosterone levels, facts. Hold on one second. And we're going to reduce our blood sugar and reduce our blood pressure. That was actually a backslash, should have been on that line. And then we're going to increase prostate health. Prostate health is a big thing. The older you get, the more you have to concentrate. So I'm giving you the game now. And everything that we're going to put or have put in this meal plan has all of those things that feed these benefits. Reduce any chances of getting or increasing your type 2 diabetes. We don't want that smoke. We don't want to live a particular kind of way because we made mistakes and we're not paying attention to what we're putting in our mouths. Now, this routine, this looks exactly the same as if you were in your 20s and 30s building and building, because there are one principle to the human body. It was made by God. So follow that math and the mathematics to build muscle so that your body will have the right tools to regenerate itself, repair when you're doing these physical workouts that'll help you look the part, confidence, walk the beach looking like the guy, and then live the part. You'll finally look like the CEO that you actually are. And tomorrow it's going to be great. But I can guarantee you this: when you start working out and doing this kind of a routine, this is what your body, this is with. I think I had gained, I was at 8 pounds of muscle at this point. I was at 8 pounds of muscle that gain. But why I look so, excuse me, why I look so full is because my body, I was a natural ectomorph. So I'm lean and slim with muscle. So when I pack on muscle, that was in the in between state. And then you saw me once again where I was in my, this other physical component puts you in a position where right here, where you see my body expand, and it went east to west across the broad chest. And that's called the clavicular stemocostal area. Some people know it as the inclined area of the chest where you do inclines. That's not what we do. All right. You try to understand how to create oxygenated muscle. So tomorrow we'll get into that. It'll be great. So for those of you who really are serious about turning your health around on an entirely different level, because I'm not really good in the company of average thinkers. So that's why I created a group above called Broadcast Group. It's Winner Circle. I like to be around winners because I like to motivate people who I know will take it, receive it, and achieve it. Those who just look Those are what we call people in the crowd. You have to be around people who are inspired, or it'll take away from you, and then you'll end up walking around with type 2 diabetes. You'll walk around with your prostate health in bad condition. You'll walk around and you will look flaccid. And I'm telling you, women are not looking for the flaccid man. They want men who look confident. They want to see guys who are in the form of the God above, period, point blank. That radiates confidence. And all of my CEOs, this is for you. There are men and women who will watch this. And the only thing you have to do is concentrating on putting the things that's going to help you radiate and concentrate on your highest good. This is best life, and these are the best practices. The phrase is reshape our confidence and build muscle. The next chapter of your life is to become a healthy CEO. Healthy CEOs are the ones we want. The unhealthy ones are the ones we talk about. Let's not be that guy. So tomorrow we're locked in. Make sure you go up to the poll and take the stories, because what we're doing is crafting. I need you guys' help because we are now crafting the program specifically for the audience that either needs to gain muscle or if you need to lose weight. If you take the poll, it'll let us know which one you are, and we could help you and point you in the right direction. One of the things that we will let you know: do not allow yourself to eat you don't allow your body to eat your body away and become flaccid. Muscular protein synthesis. Remember, let that be your friend. It's the repair process of your body. And if you don't feed it enough protein, you can guarantee your triceps are going to look flaccid. Your gut is going to hang. If it's touching your pants at all, then that's the problem. That's telling you that the disease is coming if it's not already present. So prevent that, because obesity is a real disease. Regardless of what people say, this is not body shaming. This is about confidence building. This is our step one. Hell, look at me. Look at this first picture. This is flaccid. This is flaccid. I throw on a shirt, you know, who cares? But it's not about what people see. It's about what's happening. So then join me as we move forward into turning you into that best version of you. Hopefully, this was something that gave you value. But like I said, go up to the stories if you're over on Instagram and take the poll. Let us know, do you need to gain or do you need to lose? Either way, you always need muscle on board. Same bat time tomorrow, same bat station. Coach Bradley, and I'm signing out from South Florida. Until next time, save this video for later. And like always, follow for more. Special shouts out to all of my CEOs. Remember, join the Winner Circle broadcast every single day. Quality information to help you level your game up. And if you want to go deeper, you can subscribe to the page as well. It's nothing but game for you. Peace.